So I made a long ass video. Turns out my microphone wasn't on, so let's make another one here. So site here, pretty straightforward. Click on magnet link. Your torrent should open up um, with your torrent program thingy. There it is there. I already started downloading it a couple of minutes ago. When you do start downloading it, usually you get a pop-up window which will be like, which files you want to download. You can see these files down here. In her case, she includes a lot of optional files that you can get rid of. Not actually a whole lot of them with this game. Japanese videos bins, probably get rid of something like that. I mean, there's no point in downloading it. Plus, it's like fucking nearly 3 gigs. Civ, here's another good example that has a shit ton of languages on it, although not exactly huge files, so not a big deal there. Black Ops is an awful one. There's a bunch of fucking huge files. Selective, God knows what, selective multiplayer languages, blah blah blah, so shy. Anyway, so yeah, you'll start your download, eventually it'll download. Yes, that is a very cool desktop background, thank you very much. Yeah, so these are all the games I've downloaded so far. Most of them are fitgirls repacks, as you can see. Middle Earth, since you were so keen on getting Middle Earth earlier. Here's an example of how it works. So when you do finish your download, you'll go into your file like this. Go into your setup, properties, compatibility, run this program as administrator. I already did this a couple of minutes ago when I was making the other video, so all these boxes are ticked, but whatever. You'll click on run this program as administrator, go over here to security. Full control may or may not be allowed. If it's not allowed, click on edit and click on allow, click on OK, and then you'll hit apply. You can close out of that window. At that point you can run the program as administrator. I know you've already asked it to run as administrator, but I like to just be doubly sure run as administrator. You'll get this pop-up box, what language you want to install around. That's fairly straightforward. You'll hear some shitty music playing. She plays at the beginning of every one of her fucking things, and it loops throughout the entire thing. It's not even that it's a really bad song. It's just whatever. Anyway, so yeah. So next, here we go. So this is basically where you want the game to install. I don't know if you have multiple hard drives. If you don't, and you can just leave this alone. Yeah, you can leave them alone as well. That's not really a big deal. That's just gonna stop it making a folder here that will make an icon on your desktop here. You can do whatever you want with it at that point. So you'll carry on to next. And depending on what you optionally did or didn't download, you'll have various things grayed out here. So, I chose none of the languages with this, so I only have English as the option. Obviously make sure English is the install you're going for. So yeah, you'll also have an option to install DirectX and Microsoft C++. That's up to you if you need to download and install them. If you have, a few games already installed on your computer, then more than likely you already have these. It won't do you any harm to try and install them. If you do try and install these, and they're already installed, it'll basically ask, do you want to uninstall or repair or something along those lines. You can just hit on cancel on that. You don't need to do it. That part will pop up once the main installer's finished. I don't want to actually click on install because I have Shadow Motor installed already, but yeah, when you do install, afterwards you'll get a window that pops up to say it's finished. It'll have 3 checkboxes on it. One of them is, do you want to run the game? The next one is, do you want to visit fitgirl Repack's website? I don't know why that's there, because obviously you got the thing off her website. And the third one is a grayed out box that'll basically ask, do you want to run the file check? A file check will look a little bit like this. It'll pop up itself once you've finished that other window installation. It'll pop up and start automatically running. You'll see a bunch of files that'll show up here. It'll basically check each file as it's popping up. Some files take longer than others. This process typically takes maybe 5 minutes, but it depends on the size of the game. I remember Black Ops 3, which honestly took like 3 hours to install. Also took like fucking forever to do its file check. Once file check's done, it'll pop up all files are okay. You can just like hit OK or close the window or whatever. At that point, you'll find that your game icon is here. You can do what you want with it at that stage. It's just a shortcut so you can move around. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It'll show up in your installed apps and programs and shit like that. Just like any other program, you can see all the fucking games I have installed there at the moment. Too much shit now. But yeah, like there's one of our games there, Frostpunk. You can hit uninstall like any other game. You can also get rid of show them now. You can get rid of these files once you're done. You don't need to keep them because you'll literally be doubling the amount of space on your computer you're taking up. It's up to you if you want to keep them for future use. I like to keep a lot of them on a backup hard drive because certain games it's kind of harder to get them at a later date. Not as many people are uploading and downloading them. You know, some games are always popular, but yeah. So yes, that's that. Happy gaming.